I'm by no means a master of the banjo, and I never will be, but I don't know what I'm going to do when he's gone, and I have to play the banjo. I have to do it.
So you feel pressure to play the banjo?
Horribly.
Gonna lay down my old guitar. Gonna lay down my old guitar. If I could tie her to my side, take her home with me.
I was like 5. What do you do when somebody puts you on a stool in front of a bunch of... I mean, I sung on this stage with, my parents, and that was scary. I mean, they had a tendency to sell out the entire Apple Shop Theater. So it'd be 150 people. Sometimes people standing in the back are also like 150 plus. So then you put like a 6-year-old kid up on stage. What do? You freak out. There was always an element of pressure because people at home know who I am. And I mean, I can't remember how many times in the past week someone's come up to me and been like, "You play that banjo like your grandpa?" And what can I say? It's like, I'm trying to learn. I should have known it by now. And my dad was like crazy on the banjo by the time he was 10. So I feel like I'm, they all got started when they barely knew how to walk. And here I am, 19, and I don't know my way around a banjo. It's not the Sexton way. Ugh. Papa, I'm sorry I don't play very well.
Do what, honey?
I'm sorry I don't play very good.
Well, you've got to learn this. Like I said a while ago, you don't get to learn that overnight.
Yeah.
You get a good start. Oh, whenever I was a little boy, I was trying to learn to play the banjo, and I didn't have no money, couldn't afford one, and I tried to borrow $1 off my grandfather to buy me a banjo. I went to school with a boy that had a banjo, wanted $1 for it. And I tried to borrow $1 off my grandpa, and he wouldn't let me have it. And he had a big bottom of stalks, this whole big bottom over here you can see. And he said if I could cut all them corn stalks and pile them up and burn them, he'd give me $1. Well, I worked, I guess, for 2 weeks every evening after I'd come in from school, cutting them corn stalks and piling them up, and I finally got them wound up, and he gave me $1, and I run every step about 1.5 miles down this creek here and bought me a banjo. It was fretless, didn't have no frets in it, about 3 brackets on it, and wooden screws, and had a groundhog's hide on it. I've still got the banjo yet, and they'd left a tail on it. People had asked me why to leave that tail on it for, and I told them to wipe the sweat with. Never got hot, I just reached down and get that tail and wipe that sweat with it, And I kept fooling that old thing till I learned to play it, buddy. Gonna lay down my old guitar. Gonna lay down my old guitar. If I could tie her to my side, take her home. I raised 2 boys, and they was real musicians, both of them was. And the youngest, and Philip, I told him to play the banjo. Well, he could play anything. But I told him to play, never he's so small he couldn't hold a big banjo up, and I got him a tenor banjo. Made him a 5 out of it, 5-string. He played it for a long time, and then he's got to wanting him a bass fiddle. I bought him a bass fiddle, and what I mean, I guess he made one of the best bass players that I've ever heard of. He come down here one day and he's on vacation. And he said, "Dad, I want to learn the fiddle." And I said, "Oh my God, you know, you take a fiddle. I also play fiddle too. A fiddle, if you can't play one, sounds like a sack of cats a holler." And my buddy, he worked at that till the sweat would be running down his chin, and he held that fiddle out and took that bow and he said, "Looky here, fiddle." Tapped it with that bow. He said, "I'm the son of Lee Sexton." Said, "And you're not going to outdo me." Said, "I'm going to play you before I quit." He kept right on, and but he learned how to reap his Arkansas traveler. What I mean, he could cut it too, buddy. And I laughed till I thought the show would die.
Whenever a thunderstorm would come, not if it were just like simply raining, but if a thunderstorm came, my dad would always take the banjo on the porch by himself, which I never really understood. I mean, I would go out there sometimes. I kind of remember just like seeing him through the door frame, and it looked like just like a moving picture kind of. He'd be sitting really close to the edge of the porch, and I was always scared that lightning would strike him.
And he played with me on up till he got, he's a grown man, married, you know, and had a job and everything. That was Stacy's daddy, and so he come to me one day and he said, "Dad," he said, "I got some kindly bad news for you in a way," and it sort of shocked me a little bit. And I said, "Well, what is it?" He said, "I've quit you." And I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "I'm getting tired of this Cripple Creek and old Joe Clark." And said, "I'm getting me a gospel group together," said, "and start working for the Lord." And I said, "Well, I hate in a way to give you up." I said, "Right now," I said, "but if that's what you want to do," I said, "you go right ahead." I said, "I've been wanting to get rid of you for a long time, didn't know just how to go about it." He said, "I want you to just listen to you," he said. But I just kidded him, you know. And he did. He formed him a gospel band, and boy, it was a dandy. Called the Master's Harmony. And then he got killed. Shady goes my little love, shady goes bound, shady goes my little love, down Garland town. Winter days rolling on, why the children cry. Winter days rolling on, see you by and by. Shady goes my little love, shady goes man, shady goes my little love, down Garland town.
I want to know where I came from, and I want to embrace that, because I don't know where I came from. I'm from everywhere. I've moved around so much, and I never got to know my dad. I never got to do any of that. I don't know where I'm from. So I have to do something.
and I quit. I quit playing. I couldn't even open my banjo case up. I'd start to open it up, and I just couldn't play it to save my life. I just said I'd quit. And I was sitting here one day, and after there's never a day rolls around on what I don't think about it. And I got studying. Now, if he was living, he wouldn't want me to quit. He'd want me to go ahead. So I just got my banjo out and started playing it.
I feel like if I pursue this music, it's a little bit selfish too, the reasoning for me wanting to pursue pop music. I want to be able to travel and meet people who knew my dad. And like, I didn't know him. We were so close together, and we didn't ever talk. I would like to find out more about him, or perhaps, learn who he was through this music. It would kind of let me do that.
Oh, Polly, pretty Polly, oh, yonder she stands. Polly, pretty Polly, oh, yonder she stands. Gold rings on the fingers of her lily white hand. Oh, Polly, pretty Polly, would you think me unkind? Polly, pretty Polly, would you think me unkind if I sat down beside you to fill my mind? Oh, my mind is to marry and never to part. My mind is to marry, never to part. The first time I saw